Hello and welcome to match week 4 of the La Liga season as Barca take on Valencia with the hope of keeping their unbeaten start to the campaign intact. Hansi Flick's side know today already feels vitally important as the Catalans need all 3 points tonight to keep up to pace with Real Madrid, who are the only team who've won 4 out of 4 so far. The big talking point tonight is the setting for this game, as you can see, with it being played at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. This stadium holds a La Liga game for the first time in its history. This is also Barca's first home clash of the season. They've played 3 away games previously and picked up 7 points from a possible 9. They play today against one of Spain's most historic sides in Valencia. Should be a really fascinating encounter. Valencia themselves won 1, drawn 1, lost 1 from their opening 3 games. There's the embrace between Hansi Flick and Carlos Corberán. The Valencia manager has done a fine job since coming in Christmas last year. Here's the Barca team then. Lots of changes, many in fact, since the international break. 7 in total from the Riot game. Joan Garcia keeps his place in goal. New centre-back partnership is trialled again as Eric partners Kubarsi. Gerard Martinez into left-back for the injured Balde, whereas Casado has to fill in midfield next to Pedri. There's a Barca debut for Rooney Bardghji. He's up front alongside Marcus Rashford and Ferran Torres. Guillermo Cuadra Fernandez is the referee. 2 captains who've played together plenty of times with Spain, Pedri and Jose Luis Gaya. Pedri takes the armband today as there's no Ter Stegen, no Araujo and also no Raphinha. Not often you say that in a Barca game. Here's the Valencia team then. Julen Aguirre-Zabala keeps his place in goal and Corberán elects to go for a back 5. We thought he might and he does. Midfield new signing Santa Maria keeps his spot, and watch out for the front 3. Diego Lopez, Hugo Duro and Arnaut Danjuma, who scored against Barca last season with Girona. All 3 of those in the front 3, I must say, have all got 1 goal each so far this season too. Well, before kick-off here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff, we're going to have just a pause of silence for those club members and fans who are no longer with us and who lost their lives over this summer. Let the football commence. Match week 4 of the season. Barca need 3 points already. They need to keep up with Real Madrid, who are running away with things at the moment on 12 points at the top of the Liga. You can hear the roar from the fans. Only a capacity of 6,000 here inside the ground tonight. Atmosphere's really good though already. It was building up before kick-off as Gaya has some last words of encouragement to his players. Then this is a big game for them today too, Valencia. They finished 12th last season. I must say it's a really good return when you consider they were joint bottom when Carlos Corberán took over on Christmas Day last season. Watch out for Javi Guerra. Lots of talk and speculation about him in the summer. Still hasn't signed the new deal, but is in the starting lineup. Well, here we go then. Barca versus Valencia. Barca to get us underway in new territory. This is a ground that Barca played at just a few weeks back, actually, in the Joan Gamper Trophy fixture. They won that game 5-0 against Como, the Italian side. And they have played previous friendly matches here too. I remember back in the 2020-21 season, Barca played all of their pre-season games here, in fact, against teams such as Girona, Nastic, including the Joan Gamper Trophy fixture against Juventus. But this is the first time a league game is played here. So Valencia looking to break away for the first time in the game. They win themselves a free kick. Eric Garcia had fouled Hugo Duro. Well, lots and lots of changes in the Barca team tonight then. That's the big talking point. Lots of injuries. No Balde, no De Jong, no Gavi, no Lamine Yamal and no Ter Stegen for Barcelona. this evening. That's a lot of injuries so early on to the season. And plenty for Hansi Flick to think about. So he's had to ring the changes in some regard. He's also made some forced changes, you'd have to say, probably because players came back late for international duty. Valencia fans making themselves heard in that little pocket of fans they have in the top left corner. This is Casado, first breakaway in. Fermin gets the start on the number 10 tonight too. Big moment for him, you'd feel. Again, another player lots of talk about on this summer. He stayed put. And you get the feeling he's going to have a big part to play this season. Here is Fermin Lopez, first sight of goal for him. Heavy touch gets away from it. It's cleared away by Copete. Well, I think it was Tarrega who got his foot in the way in the end. Lots of big opportunities for Barcelona tonight. I look at the centre-back partnership too between Eric Garcia and Cubarsí. First time those two are playing next to each other from the start this season. Hansi Flick's tried out several partnerships. Still waiting for him to stick and stay put on one. The Los Vinigo Martinez probably playing a big part in that. What you would say about Eric Garcia playing next to Cubarsí is that they're two players who are very good at bringing the ball out the back with their feet, and that's something that we know Flick will like to see. And also they've got to be careful with this, the high line that Barcelona operate, and I think that was offside. As the first breakaway of the game came from Santa Maria. It was indeed offside. And the line works well there early on. You can see immediately too that Cubarsí started on the left of the two centre-backs, so Eric Garcia is starting on the right. Cubarsí was very much the right centre-back last season with Íñigo Martínez left-footed playing on the left. That's been a change this time around. Here is Rashford through on goal. Marcus Rashford for Barcelona. And he fires it into the stands. First sight of goal him. He's not had many of those so far in the Barca shirt. Not an official action, but that was pretty Route 1 stuff from Barca. Not too difficult. Didn't overcomplicate things. It's a tight angle for Rashford, but you would back him to get it at least on target from there. In the end, he doesn't quite catch it how he would have wanted to. It's always a difficult one from there. And just blazes it over. No worries for Aguirre Zabala in goal. Basque goalkeeper, very good young goalkeeper is Aguirre Zabala. Came through Athletic Club, of course. Played a lot when Unai Simon was undergoing surgery and injuries or whatnot, but got the feeling with Unai Simon, he's still a young goalkeeper in his own right. Aguirre Zabala probably thought he's not going to get the opportunities. He's only on loan, by the way, at Valencia, not on a full transfer yet. That's a ball from Cunha. It's going to find Ferran Torres. He's, I think, in an offside position. No, he's not. Corner. Timed his run to perfection, didn't he there, Ferran? Looked offside for the life of me, I must say, but Barca win themselves the first corner of the game. And look who's come over to take it. Rooney Bardghji, signed this summer from Copenhagen. Swedish young winger. Certainly showed promise in pre-season. Only recently registered, and now, for the first time, getting official minutes in a Barca shirt. In goes the corner from Rudy, and it's a chance at the back post, and it should have been the opening goal from Koundé. Here's Rashford, and he fires it wide. Via a deflection, no. Well, look for the world as if Barcelona were going to get their opening goal there at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. It was Koundé crashing into the back post here. Oh, goodness me. I think it comes off Fulquier in the end, actually, and Rashford there. It's not bad technique, actually, from the Englishman. Yeah, it would have been an own goal. Well, I suppose credit to Fulquier. He stopped Koundé getting there, who probably would have tapped it in and got a boot on it himself, a leg on it, I should say, hit off his knee in the end. And he ended up thwarting the ball towards his goalkeeper, who managed to beat away, and then Rashford on the follow-up, unable to find the corner. So that's the first real chance, you'd say, from Barcelona. Eric now back into Joan Garcia, who swipes it right to Gerard Martin. First start for him this season with Balde's injury. Certainly bad news for Barcelona with Balde missing, but Gerard Martin, a very able deputy, proved that last season. First touches here for Rooney Bardghji on the right-hand side. Such a big moment for him, isn't it? He probably thought he wasn't going to get many minutes this season with Lamine Yamal right wing, but an early injury to the 18-year-old. Aggravated by his participation in international duty with Spain. And, well, Rooney's got a chance. So many players and nuances around that Barcelona team that you could pick out on to discuss, can't you? And that's why, because there's so many of them who are out missing. No to Stegen, Balde, Gavi, Lamine, De Jong. Big players, no doubt about that, really big players. This one, hoofed upfield, should be comfortable for Cubarsí. And it is just about with Diego Lopez snooping around. Well, speaking about players missing, glorious news for Barcelona. Marc Bernal is back in the squad for today's game. He's been called up. Didn't play since the 27th of August, 2024. Against Rayo, incidentally, Barcelona's last opponents too. Over a year ago, that is. Will he get minutes today? We'll have to wait and see. Pedri. Nice from Pedri. Chance here for Rooney Bardghji. Space opens up from shoots, and in the end, well, watch out here on the breakaway because Valencia themselves down the other end. I think it was Hugo Duro who was bearing down on goal, and he just lost his balance. Good defending. Medi Garcia was strong enough in the end there. Yeah, very strong. Barged him out the way, and referee and Hugo Duro agrees. Not enough in that. No appeals from the Valencia number 9. Pedri. Gerard Martin. Rashford, another big start for him. He started against Levante. He's had minutes off the bench against every other side too. Here he goes, Marcus Rashford. Lovely skill from Rashford. The cutback, not quite accurate for Fermin, who wins his header. Barca scrambling around in the box, and in the end it's a free kick to Valencia. They've started well, Barca. They have. I feel like they needed to start well today. There have been question marks over the team's performances in the first 3 match weeks. And they had to come up with some sort of purpose to their game tonight. That's exactly what they've done so far. Rashford looking lively early on the left-hand side. Should be Jules Koundé's ball. It is. He played in both games for France over the international break. Now Fermin. Oh, that's a slick ball through the middle. And a very timely intervention there by Copete last minute to get it away. Looked as though Ferran was in. Maybe now for Ferran. Pedri's won it back. Very good 8.5 minutes this from Barca at the Johan Cruyff. Fermin. Back into Pedri. Fans encouraging the team. They've enjoyed what they've seen so far. Patient build-up again. Valencia already quite resigned to their own half. This is Rooney. What he does give you is the similar sorts of characteristics of a Lamine Yamal. He's a left-footed wing. He likes to come inside. He's creative. Got a good pass in him. Good strike. It's the same sort of prototype player, isn't it? Well, if you put a Raphinha or a Ferran there, it's a different sort of option. That was Pedri there, just not on the same wavelength as Rashford, who's come out wide. And the ball away, not really bearing fruit for Valencia. They've not really been able to get out of their own half as of yet. Mention the fine job that Corberan has done it. Must be stated how impressive that's been. Took over Valencia the 25th of December, Christmas Day announcement. From Ruben Baraja, and they've finished 12th since. Could have even got Europe, Valencia. It was a remarkable second half of the season, and he's more than earning stripes in this campaign already. Oh, that's lovely from Fermin. Nice touch from him. Chance now for Ferran Torres. Oh, and his finish over the top of the bar. No flag, I don't think. Barca are claiming it must be a corner. Well, if this was onside, this is a golden opportunity. It was well onside. And Ferran Torres from there has to score. He really does. That's a big chance. I'm not sure whether the goalkeeper gets fingertips on that. Is it a fine save by Aguirre Zabala? Well, I must say, I think he gets a touch on it. Either way, Ferran from there, well, he would have backed himself to score. That's a big chance early on for Barca, a really big chance. Can Valencia get out for the first time in this game? Not with that ball upfield. Their fans trying to encourage them now. Plenty for him to think about in the opening 11 minutes. You'd feel that his side will probably consider themselves fortunate to still be 11 in this one. Barcelona have had several good chances now That one for Ferran, the most clear-cut of the lot. I think it was Tárrega who had completely broken the offside line that Valencia were holding, and he was playing Ferran well onside. Very smooth and slick from Fermín too. We've got the touch on it. And jotted it through. To Ferran, but no goal. He scored in each of his opening 2 games. Ferran had chances to score against Riot too, didn't he? In Vallecas. He's certainly getting the chances, Ferran. Positive play again by Rashford. Now Pedri. Dinked one in towards Koundé, and this time Gobete gives Koundé a little bit of a barge there. Nice to see Pedri with the armband on. If there's a player whose level hasn't dropped in these first 3 games, it's certainly been him. He's been absolutely excellent, Pedri. Barcelona's best player throughout. Really does feel a class above, a step above. You could see there the high line Barca trying to hold. So Valencia tried to flick it in behind. Diego Lopez is certainly an interesting proposition, and with this back 5 they're playing Valencia, what it will give them is obviously the numbers in the defence. Can be a risky strategy. Lose out of midfield in terms of a numerical disadvantage. That draw at Rayo, I think a frustrating draw. It's not a terrible result for Barcelona. It's a hard place to go, but probably the manner in which it came about. Barca fans probably would have felt they were lucky to come out with a point, but for some Joan Garcia heroics down the other end, just not quite been up to the rhythm of last season yet, Barcelona. It's still early days, and Flick, you can already see, looking for the formula to get this team ticking. Pressure obviously comes from the Spanish capital, with Real Madrid, who've won 4 out of 4 so far under Xabi Alonso. Advantage played by Guillermo Cuadra, and it's going to be brought back now for a free kick. It was cynical that from Tárrega. He's really lucky that he gets away without a booking, actually, because that was a chance on the counter-attack for Barcelona. As it were, free kick for the Blaugrana. Pedri, nice from him. Casado. Forward thinking this from Barcelona. Fermín's had barely any space to operate, and he's operated in the little space very well so far, though. This is Rooney. Casado. Back to Rooney. Bardghji. Not a bad strike at all, that. Caught it sweetly. And he prompts Aguirre Zabala into making a save down to his right-hand side. Well, he looks lively, doesn't he, Rooney? He's a player who's not short of confidence. He likes to try things, and very highly thought of in Copenhagen and the Danish league, certainly in Sweden as an international for their national team. Well, that's a good ball in behind, and Eric Garcia there tested for his pace. And Barcelona bring it away with Koundé. This ball over is not going to reach Rashford because Tárrega is very tall indeed. Oh, Santa Maria wasn't aware that Fermín was behind him. This is Rashford. This is Fermín. He went for goal from what was a very tight angle. I'm not sure he should have. And I think Aguirre Zabala will be very pleased to have seen that one firing in his direction. Well, that's what he brings you, isn't it, Fermín? He's been very lively, very impressive so far. Just thought there he maybe should have pulled it back. Having said that, there weren't too many options. Don't think the goalkeeper was expecting. There you can see 7 shots already for Barcelona. Compared to the 0 from Valencia. It's been complete dominance in the opening 15 minutes from Barca. Exactly what Flick would have asked for from his players. Lots of changes, lots of players missing today, but in their first home fixture, Barcelona showing a much more impressive level, aren't they? Koundé now just ghosts in behind. No one watched him. Fermín. Gerard Martin, nice little cushion header. Rashford. Oh, and had that flick come off. He was in there, the Barca left back. Fulquier now. Kouarsi stepped in. Knew exactly when to time his challenge and snap in at the ankles of the French fullback. And the fans enjoyed that one too. There are some of those watching on. Olmo Lewandowski, Araujo, Raphinha, Christensen, Tony Fernandez. Certainly options on the bench for Hansi Flick. Well, no Lamine due to injury. Lewandowski on the bench, Raphinha on the bench. I mean, not often you get to say that none of those three are starting in game for Barcelona. And if Lewandowski does play off the bench, it'll be his 150th appearance for the club since he signed in the summer of 2022. It's been a fine career so far for the Pole, you must say. Dressed in Barcelona red and blue. Valencia trying to carve out their first meaningful opportunity of the game. They do so well here too with Fulquier now being introduced. Nice little ball on the line to Diego Lopez. Cut back is cleared away by Eric Garcia. And you see the Valencia fans, not many of them, but cheering on their team. No foul there, so Barcelona can come away with the ball here. Joan Garcia made a fine start to his Barca career, the Catalan goalkeeper, it must be said. Pedri now. Game just slowed down since the frantic start made by Barcelona. Carved out several goal-scoring opportunities. Still nothing to show for it, though. They need goals, Barca, and they need points on the board. Get the feeling if Barca don't win today, then they already, within 4 match weeks, put quite a big buffer between them and Real Madrid. Not really what they want. Koundé now. Rooney Bardghji, space for him to turn. Nice ball to Ferran. Didn't catch it sweetly on the second time. Valencia clear. Well, nice again, wasn't it, from Bardghji? It must be said, really good. Picks the ball up in good areas. You can see he's brought in well to the club's philosophy and already there linking up nicely with his teammates. That was sharp again from the Swede. This is Pedri now. That's Marcus Rashford. And he was offside, just went too early, the Englishman. Looked like it was tight. Clearly had just gone too far. Yeah, it is tight. Look on the far side there, Gaia. Would have been an interesting one to look at on VAR, certainly. Well, Flick didn't like something there, I think, from the referee's decision. Maybe he's saying it was never offside, but there we are. Straight out of play either way for Barca throw-in, so nothing doing then from Valencia. Joan Garcia, this is Eric Garcia. And Barcelona looking to go second with a victory here. They'd go on to 10 points, 2 behind Real Madrid. Valencia themselves, as mentioned, desperately looking for a win. They're in 11th currently as things hold. This is Jules Koundé now for Barca. Cuts back inside nicely. He's strong, but strong play too. Pedri, Rashford, Ferran. Well, it's intricate, isn't it, up front for Barcelona? Very intricate. That's where the Ferran chance came from. Not much space to operate in. There is Ferran again. Nice turn from him. Buddies his defender. Still Ferran. Can't quite get it through to Rashford. Good striker's play from Ferran Torres, isn't it? He's adapting well to that role, I'd say. It's a different sort of role, playing as the sole number 9. He's not playing off of a striker. He's got to lead the line himself. Can often be a helpless task, but as a Barca striker. A lot of the ball into your feet with your back to goal. It's not an easy job. Casado there making a foul in midfield with the absence of De Jong and indeed Gavi. That's very much going to be his role, you'd feel, certainly for the next few weeks. We'll have to wait and see how those injuries develop. Oh, bad giveaway that from Fulquier. Can Barca capitalise? Rooney plays it wide for Rashford, who's peeled away into some space. Marcus Rashford cuts inside of Fulquier. Finds Pedri. Run came from Gerard Martin's pass inside was poor though. And Valencia clear. And they clear well too. Here comes the breakaway, but Barca eventually gets his foot in the way and Barca recover possession again. Well, breakaway was on there, wasn't it, for Barca? Couldn't really make the most of it with Rashford on the left-hand side. Pedri now. Saw a gap, tried to dart into it, and in the end it's cleared away and comfortably. Halfway through the first half then. It's been a good 22.5 minutes from Barca. They've been the better team without a doubt. I think there'll be some frustration that they haven't scored yet though. Had good chances, no doubt about that. Valencia have absolutely none. Maybe expected a little bit more from them, certainly with the absences that must be taken into consideration from a Barcelona perspective, but so far I've not really seen much from Corberan's team going forward. Rooney. Casado. Eddie Garcia was an adventurous pass into midfield. Well, lots of goals between these two sides last season. In fact, Valencia conceded 12 goals in just 2 games to Barca within about 11 days last season, also under Corberan, very much at the start of his reign. That was end of January. Barca won 7-1 in La Liga at Montjuic. They then won 5-0 at Mestalla in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals. So not really a good few days those for Valencia, but very much since that point they've improved massively. They really have. Like I said, huge credit has to be given to the job he's done since coming in. Not an easy job, mid-season, big club as well, big expectations, and they weren't where they needed to be. This season, you get the feeling they'll very much want to push forward and try and at least knock on the door of those European places. They have lost big players there, must be considered. Whilst also bringing some. They made some smart signings, you'd have to say. Danjuma looks like a smart deal, free from Villarreal. Aguirre Zabala's a top young goalkeeper on loan from Athletic Club. Copete also starts today from Mallorca. Santa Maria in midfield, of course, from Rennes. Ramazani on the bench is on loan from Leeds. There's talent they've brought in. So far, just not quite coming off for Hansi Flick, though, is it? Still very much early days in this one. After that frantic start, though. It was nice from Fermin. Screams on the floor there, I think, of Diego Lopez. He's back to his feet now. Nothing doing from the referee. Eddie Garcia, this is Casado. Overlap is provided by Gerard Martin. Barca again probing, seeking out the opener. They've had to be very patient so far, as is often the case in La Liga. You really do have to be patient going forward. Gerard Martin now. That's a risky flick, and it's let Barca in with Rashford. Fermin's on the left. This is Fermin Lopez. Oh, he's well overhit that, Fermin. Didn't quite steady himself, did he? I think it was a right pass from Rashford to find him on the left-hand side, but MD04 slightly wide. There's Marc Bernal then. Lots of expectation around him. What can he add to this Barca team? That'll be a question that a lot of the Barca fans will be asking. Seemed like he was going to be a vital part of Hansi Flick's plans last season before that injury, didn't he? Ah, how good was that from Pedri? Wonderful skill. Finds Rashford. Valencia recover possession though. This is when Barca needs to be careful with the line. You can see them there, desperately trying to keep it intact. They not look too comfortable on the ball, Valencia, I must say. In terms of building up from the back, it's all been a little uncomfortable for them at times. Maybe something Barca ought to pay attention to. Best chance definitely came from Ferran just after about 10 minutes played. Clean through on goal. He went for a dink instead of a firm finish, and it just went over the top of Aguirre Zabala's crossbar. Santa Maria, not many times he's been able to have the ball in midfield. This is Diego Lopez onside, offside. Well held, just off, tight, but he's just off. Good spot too. Well, Valencia, I think, will feel that they've been able to ride the storm. Maybe the storm comes back at them with Fermín López! Oh, yes, it does! That's a super finish by him. And Barcelona have lift off at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Fine flick from Ferran. Thunderous finish from Fermín. Barca 1, Valencia 0. It had to be him. All the talk, he does his talking on the pitch. And he salutes the Barca faithful. This is a fine, fine goal. Fired into the striker. The flick was glorious, though. And that finish from Fermín is what he's all about. Trademark Cubarsí pass. Glorious lead from Ferran. It's not an easy angle, though, for Fermín to finish. And he does so to absolute perfection. No offside. Flag stays down. No mistake from Fermín. Just saying that Valencia had been able to ride the Barca storm in those opening 26, 27 minutes or so. Well, how about that? Fermín has well and truly broken down the Valencia door there. And you must say he's given Barcelona a more than deserved lead. He really has. And the Barca fans respond to that lead that's been given to them by one of their own, Fermín López. Valencia respond immediately by winning themselves a corner. Javi Guerra's won it. And those Valencia fans themselves desperately encouraging their players. Corner then, first of the game for Valencia, in by Danjuma, and steered away by Gerard Martin, who holds his head. Good tackle by Gerard Martin. Fermín flying in there. It's loose in the box, and good from Eddie Garcia there. Had to be sharp, got it away. Fell to Diego Lopez in a very encouraging position indeed for him. That header there from Gerard Martini certainly hurt himself there, didn't he? Yeah. Just a bit discombobulated when he got rid of it. Chance then fell for Diego Lopez. Got away from either way. It's another corner for Valencia, their second of the night, second in quick succession. In by Danjuma. Again, it's Gerard Martin who gets his head on it. Javi Guerra now. Rashford's gone out to close down the cross. It's gone through a lot of bodies, that though. And Pedri in the end pokes it clear. Well, we were saying earlier about this man's striker play, Ferran Torres. I must say, the goal from Barcelona is a great example of what he's becoming good as a Barca striker. Bringing the ball down, bringing other players into play. It's not an easy skill. Not for a player like Ferran, who's used to being a winger. The little movement to drop in there and then open up his body to lay it off to Fermin was really impressive and exactly what he needs to do as a Barcelona number 9. Lots of hope for him within the club to succeed in that position. Too easy from a Barcelona perspective, that. Koundé, Casador, simple 1-2. Sprayed wide by Fermin to Gerard Martin. Ferran, I think he was lining up a shot. Got the ball stuck under his feet. This is Casador. Barcelona can afford to be even more patient than they were being previously, although Hansi Flick will be encouraging his side to get the second goal. It's a fragile lead as things stand. Koundé, Fermin. Good from Fermin. Well, he's hungry, isn't he? He's always been a hungry player. You could see it there, snapping away at the ankles of Danjuma. It was definitely a foul by the end of it. Joan Garcia hacked upfield. This is Rashford. Oh, look at the space. Ferran's in. He's going to be found by Fermin Lopez. Ferran Torres of Barca running clean through on goal. And a good recovery in the end there by Copete, who got back in. Ferran, you could see there, frustrated with himself. He knew he was away. It was rather level with Copete, in all fairness. Corner then for Barcelona. Ferran Torres has gone up to take it. Koubarsi lurking in the box. Just over 10 minutes to play till half-time. In by Marcus Rashford. Eric Garcia was close to the gloves of Aguirre Tabal. He's not the tallest goalkeeper. He was able to claim that comfortably in the end. Just something to think about for Cordoban at half-time is probably that back 5. It's an easy switch, isn't it? You put on an extra midfielder or an extra attacker and take out a centre-back and bang, you're back in a back 4, 4-2-3-1, which is what they've been using for large parts of the season. Just not sure it's come off from an attacking point of view so far. Wing-backs haven't really been able to get forward. Gaia nor Fulquier. And in midfield, Valencia have been a little bit outnumbered. When you've just got 2 in there, often there's not really many opportunities to then get your foot on the ball to build. Well, switch, offside, Danjuma. No real excuse to be offside there, though. Not disappointing as manager, yeah, he's saying that's his fault. Yeah, it is indeed. Pedri. Gerard Martin. This is Pedri again. Nice from Rooney, cleared away by Copete. Rashford. See Barcelona now, they're more patient, aren't they? They don't have to rush as much. From a Valencia point of view, there's been no change in their approach since the goal, which has been interesting. You wonder whether at half-time they'll look at that. Cordoban will have a sit-down with his players and go, now we'll attack a bit more. They'll probably feel, well, as it's 1-0, they're more than still in the game, and they can afford to be patient, but it's a fine line. It's been sharp in midfield, though, Barcelona. And this is Pedri, this is Marcus Rashford. Just lost his footing there, Rashford. And Valencia have been sloppy in midfield, giving the ball away. And Barcelona's midfield three of Pedri, Fermin, Castelló, and it's full of energy. You can see there, every loose ball Barca are getting to. They played well so far, the Catalans. Here they come again. Rashford, space for him. This is where he likes it. Marcus Rashford, corner. And the fans there serenading him too. They showed him love from the first day he arrived, Marcus Rashford. He now's looking to repay them on the pitch. But he's going to take this corner again, Rashford. Very much been on set-piece duty since his arrival. In then by Rashford. Hansi Flick. Fermin. Deflection, another corner. Javi Guerra, he's not really been able to get on the ball, has he? So often likes to. Rashford's corner. Heads grab. It was Fulquier who was commanding there, getting it clear. This is Fermin now. Different angle for Barca. Good ball. Now Marc Castelló through a crowd and deflected over for another Barca corner. Apologises, doesn't he, there to, I think, Rooney, who he had wide to pass it to. I don't think shooting was a bad option there, though, I must say. There was lots of space for Rooney, though. I'll tell you what, that was heading goal bound. That was an important header clear. Rooney himself now has the chance from the resulting corner. He's going to pick up Pedri. Rashford wide. Nice ball back to Fermin. Risky challenge from Danjuma. This is Pedri. Eric Garcia's not going to have to keep that in, though. Angle was always off, wasn't it, there, really? Well, how he would love to be on the pitch there, Lamine Yamal. Goal kick's going to be eventually taken. They're still taking their sweet time over those dead balls, Valencia. They are 1-0 down, I must remind them. But for now, I think Cordoban's quite happy to go in at half-time at 1-0 and then reassess. It's not a bad scoreline for Valencia, who will definitely feel they've got a good few gears to go up into. Not been near their best in this first half. They barely had a sniff, in fact. That succession of corners, probably the most they've conjured up, really. Straight after the Barca goal. It's been too easy in those sorts of areas, though, for Barca. Ferran's been fouled there. And it's going to be a yellow card, too, I think, for Diakabi. Yeah. Clumsy, really, from Diakabi, wasn't it? Didn't have to do it either, because that ball was going to no one in the end. Rashford hadn't actually made the run in behind. Yeah, oof. Well, those hurt. Those definitely hurt. Pedri. Pure Barca dominance this first half, and Flick will be pleased that they've got the goal to show for it. He'll also be hoping the second goal comes shortly. Won't want any funny business, not tonight. Not on a night Barca have been so dominant and a night they need points in. That's a nice turn by Gerard Martin. It's another foul. He's lucky, Fulquier, very lucky. Could have been booked for that. Eric. Oh, good from Eric. Ferran, space, turns. Blazes over. I think he was initially thinking of filtering that pass through to Rooney and then I think believed that maybe the Swede had just gone too early. Here's the goal again. This is what I was talking about with Ferran. Look at the way he drops off of his centre-backs here to then make that little pass through. Really smart. And that finish from Fermin, I mean, it almost needs no further introduction. It's a superb strike. They might have missed it. Pedri. 11 shots to 0. It's been one of those halves. As I say, still only 1-0. That's the important thing. Ooh, that's risky, and unlike Pedri there, that ball out. It's going to find Danjuma. Excellent at Villarreal, wasn't he? Probably criticised for a lot of his time at Girona last season. Really good pressing work there by Ferran Torres, I must say. Well, there he is. There's Raphinha. He'll be itching to get on the pitch. You can see him there warming up. And the fact that he's warming up already is maybe indicative of a potential half-time change for Barcelona. Hansi Flick maybe already thinking of ways he can increase this advantage. Tell you what, Gerard Martin's been solid again tonight. Defensively, certainly. He's stuck to his task really well. Got the feeling he's going to have a big role to play in the coming weeks. Certainly when you consider the Champions League action just around the corner. Barcelona play Newcastle United away from them on Thursday night. That should be an absolute cauldron of fire there at St James's Park, and a very, very difficult proposition on match week 1 for Barcelona, even more so by the absences that Hansi Flick's team currently are dealing with. Right now, though, they've got to deal with the task at hand, first of all, which is this vital home game in La Liga against Valencia. They need 3 points in it. They're currently leading and on course to achieve exactly what they're looking for. Eric. Good ball from Eric, really sharp ball into the channels again. Fermin leaves it for Rooney. Let's see how much time's added on. I can't imagine there'll be much. There's barely been any stoppages by the goal. One at a push, you'd say. Oh, careful here. Right at the end of the half, Eric Garcia's giving it away. Here come Valencia. Kubarsi. Vital intervention, and he hacks it clear. Well, that was a big scare for Barca right at the end of the half. Oh, how sharp was that from Fermin? Barca just man out of the way and then played on. Pedri now. I'm not sure why everything stopped though, I must say. Pedri. Casado. Ferran. Valencia want the ball kicked out of play. They're going to get it. Well, that's an odd one, I must say. I mean, if he hasn't given the foul, the referee, I think Barca should just play on, though. Probably was a foul from Fermin, but once he hasn't given it, I think it's odd for Barcelona to then stop themselves when they were on an attack, a counter-attack at that too. If you score and the referee has to review it, that's another matter, but... There's going to be a booking here, though. Someone on the Valencia bench. And there you have it, no more time for any more action than in this half. So at half-time, Barca have a 1-goal lead over Valencia. It's thanks to him, Fermín López. A brilliant strike set up by Ferran Torres. That's the difference between the two sides. Barcelona have been by far the better team. They've been dominant, really secure in everything they've done. Valencia have barely had a sniff. Gaia can have all the complaints to the referee, but Valencia have got lots of work to do in the second half. Whilst it's still 1-0, there's plenty still to play for in this one. But Barcelona certainly will feel, with all the absences, they've been very good indeed. They just need the second goal and to kick on in this one. At half-time then, at the Estadio Johan Cruyff, it's Barcelona who have a 1-goal lead over Valencia. Hello and welcome back to second half action here between Football Club Barcelona and Valencia. There has been a change at the interval. That man there, Raphinha, is on. He wears the captain's armband. He takes it off of Pedri. He's on for the debutant Rooney Bardghji. So 45 minutes in the belt then for the Swede. And now Raphinha enters the fray. We saw Raphinha warming up, didn't we, right towards the end of the first half. And that's the move that Hansi Flick elects to go for here. There's Ferran Torres. Assist for the first goal, the only goal of the game to Fermín. It's 1-0 Barca going to the second half. His brilliant pass upfield was what started the move. Nothing to do so far for Joan Garcia, though. He's not had anything at all. We have the attendance in. There's been a total of 5,862 fans inside the Estadio Johan Cruyff today. Second half underway then between Barca and Valencia. Raphinha has gone over to the right wing, so Barcelona keep the same shape. No movement in that front three. And immediately here, at the start of the first half, nearly getting Rashford away. Ferran just caught offside though from that ball up, I think from Eddie Garcia. It was a good half from Barca, wasn't it though? Really good half. They were by far the better team. Played good football, they were intense, won the ball back quickly. Likes of Fermín were key in that, he got the goal. I think from a Valencia point of view, we definitely didn't see enough from them. They've kept the same shape so far in this second half, by the way. No changes at the interval from Carlos Corberán. You wonder what he would have said to his players at half-time though, don't you? The encouraging thing for Valencia is that it's only 1-0. It's not a dramatic situation that they find themselves in. Plenty of football left to be played and plenty of time for them to get back into this game. They're going to have to show something different in the second half, are Los Che, if they do want to break away in this one. Eddie Garcia. Koundé. Back now to Eddie Garcia again. Few heads go up in midfield, and that one from Casador is going to release Rashford here. Chance for Rashford to break away. He does so on the left-hand side. His touch is heavy, though, and it's too heavy. And it's going to go out for a goal kick. Big second half coming up for him, you'd feel, Rashford, don't you, as the substitutes already begin to warm up. See Joffre Torrents, Christensen, Araujo amongst those warming up. Valencia themselves electing to send some players to warm up too, but just feel for Rashford, he needs to link up enough, link up well with his teammates, become more involved in the game. Had a few good bursts in the first half, the Englishman. Still just waiting for that final product. Kouassi. Pedri. It's a good ball from Pedri, really nicely weighted ball into Rashford in the channel. That's Fermin. This is Ferran Torres who's at the post. And somehow Barcelona haven't made it two. Well, that's the second glaring chance Ferran has had. He will not be able to believe he's not on the score sheet yet. He really won't. Credit Rashford. Brilliant from Fermin. And Ferran, well, let's see if even Fermin's frustration with that's a big miss, isn't it? And that is a big, big chance. It's just gone begging for Barcelona. Well, he's a different option to Lewandowski, isn't he, Ferran? He offers a lot off the ball. He links up well. He's clearly started this season in good fashion. He will feel he could have had more than the 2 goals he's already got himself so far in La Liga. Certainly tonight, he should have had 2. Raphinha, his first involvement, gets away from him. Oh, the one in the first half and then this one in the second. I'm not sure which one was more clear, I must say. They were both gilt-edged chances. Either way, it's gone begging for Barcelona and it's in the past now, and this man, Fermin, is still jittering about the pitch tirelessly. He's been brilliant so far. Pedri simply slots into Cazador. Now Koundé. Pedri again. Oh, nice. Rashford, Fermin, Rashford. Still maybe cleared away from Gaia. Well, Valencia, I feel like they're on the ropes now. Barcelona smell blood here, but they need this second goal. They must not allow the away team to ride this storm. That was ambitious, wasn't it, there from Fermin? Very ambitious. Didn't be a goal kick in the end there. That was fine defending from Fulquier, who somehow saw that all the way out. Didn't look like there was enough on it, but there was. I'll tell you what, credit Rashford as well. He was the man played in over the top, but his ball back across to Fermin was inch perfect. And the touch on from Fermin too, I must say, deserves a lot of credit. And when it fell to Ferran, he steadied himself really well, had time to think about it, but similarly to that chance that he crashed against the crossbar against Levante, he hits the woodwork. Eric was fouled there. Play on, says the referee. No need to blow up. It went all the way through to Joan Garcia anyway. Take a note on that change at half-time then for Barcelona. But Raphinha now playing on the right-hand side. He barely ever plays there with Lamine Yamal constantly in the team, of course. He's often on the left wing. That's where he usually operates now. That's so slick again from Barca. They're playing some of their best football of the season here. Didn't quite come off that pass through by Pedri. He's hurt himself here though, Pedri. I think he's just been winded though. It's nothing serious, I don't think, yeah. Just needs a minute to get his air back. Ferran, nice touch off from Ferran. Now the space opens up in the wide for Barca. Pedri beautifully weighted through to Koundé. Raphinha from the right-hand side. What can the Brazilian produce here? Raphinha gets away from him. No one in Valencia. White though to collect the loose ball. Everyone behind the ball. Bar Hugo Duro. And the fans from Barcelona very much enjoying the exhibition their team are putting on so far, but they need the second goal. Raphinha looking for it. Gerard Martin, Ferran Torres. Again, it's Aguirre Zabala in the way. He'll be thinking, Ferran, how have I not scored at least one? I'll tell you what, if he doesn't score tonight, he won't be getting very much sleep. Barcelona, how good was that? He knew exactly where Gerard Martin was. Pedri now. There's the ball back to Gerard Martin. Another fine pass into Ferran, who keeps picking up really good positions that Barca number 7 just needs his goal. The turn in the air a moment ago. We'll get to look at it in a moment, I'm sure, but really impressive. Just no finish. Rashford now. Oh, what a good ball in that is! And Barca have their second. And look who it is. It's the substitute Raphinha who sticks it in. That was an inch-perfect cross by Barcelona's summer signing, Rashford. And Raphinha, armband on, off the bench, and into the back of the net. It's Barca 2, Valencia 0. Nothing more than they deserve, it must be said. And Raphinha has his first goal of the season. It's been coming, it really has. Barca have had chance after chance in this one, even in the second half. That sort of cross from Rashford, though, well, it's dangerous for anyone to have to deal with. I mean, Copete doesn't know whether to touch it or not. And give credit to Raphinha. He followed it all the way. And he gets Barcelona's second. A smile on his face before it even crossed the line. Barca 2, Valencia 0. Raphinha with the goal. Slick from Koundé, really good. Here come Barca again. They've been in the groove tonight. Really good football they've played. Rashford now. Maybe he wants one himself. Marcus Rashford. Just a few too many bodies to run through. He's tried a lot of those windy runs down the left-hand side. Here come Valencia now. It's a fierce challenge by Garcia. And a silly foul from Fulquier. All the work that Javi Guerra had done. Bursting forward, and then it comes to nothing in the end. Disappointing for Valencia. Look at this. Because of that from Fulquier. I mean, what is he doing? Why would you do that? Just when his team were breaking away. So silly. So petulant. And now Barca feel they can really slow things down. I must say, it surprised me, the approach from Valencia. It really has. I think at 1-0, you can probably accept the fact that they don't want to come out and change the shape or change the approach in the first half, but no excuse not to do it in the second. Here comes Fermin. Oh, he's made it 3. That's a rocket from Fermin Lopez. We have fireworks at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. That's a superb goal from him. Left foot, no problem. He beats Aguirre Zebala, and Barcelona are having a party at the Johan Cruyff. Barca 3, Valencia 0. It's him again. Oh, that was special from Fermin Lopez. He's got 2 goals to his name now. Barcelona are in dreamland. They're really enjoying themselves against Valencia. They scored 7 at home against them last season. Well, could they be on course for something similar? Certainly the way things are going. Casador will take the assist, but this is all about Fermin. That's what he's got in his locker. I must say, question marks about the goalkeeper. He gets a good hand on this and he beats it into his own corner. Take nothing away from how cleanly Fermin strikes that on his left foot. He's just so good at it. Long range, far out, he doesn't care. It's a thunderous strike. And a passionate celebration to go with it. And Barca have 3, and they're out of sight here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Ramasani is on for Valencia. Corberan's seen enough. I think it's a bit too late for that. And the fans at the Estadio Johan Cruyff are bouncing in joy. I mean, I was just saying, literally in the build-up to that going in from Fermin, I don't know what the approach has been from Valencia, because, okay, they come here and they say, we're going to bank in, we're going to play with 5-4-1, we're going to sit in, soak up pressure. Then you can see the first goal and you can go, okay, we're going to see this out to half-time at 1-0. I think to then come out in the second half and not change anything when you've had 0 shots in the first, I don't really understand the thought process behind it. And that maybe Corberan thought things would be different in the second half, and they maybe still could. But it was a naive approach, and it's let Barcelona run away with this at the start of the second half. Ramasani and Luis Rioja, I think I can also see, has come onto the pitch, by the way. in place of Diego Lopez and Arnau Danjuma. Both of those players didn't really get a sniff in this game, but Valencia have barely come forward. They really haven't. He's still not changed the shape, by the way. He's sticking with this back five, which I must say is really surprising to me. And they've given it away again, Valencia. He cuts a frustrated figure, but I don't think he's upped himself with his team selection. Just had an image there of Julen Aguirre-Zabala. Well, wasn't great, was he, on the goal? Certainly not. There you go, triple change. Javi Guerra's also off, so Ugrinic is also onto the pitch. Another new signing this summer. Triple change for Valencia, and remarkably, 3 subs and no change of system. That is really surprising to me, I must say. The back five remains 3-0 down. Wow. It's the old cliche, isn't it? Even with a back five, they've been exposed, Valencia. They've conceded so many chances. I mean, it's 3. It could have been more. Think of the chances Ferran's missed. Quick fire goals from Barca. Probably the worrying thing for Flick was that it was only 1-0. And the Barca machine has been much better oiled today. Watch out for Ramazani here. He's quick, very quick. Barca know all about him from his time at Almeria. That was Eddie Garcia, though, who's caught up to speed and got it back to Joan Garcia. Hour of football played, a very good hour of football from Barcelona. Their best hour of football in La Liga so far this season. 4 games in, this has been the best by, I'd say, a long stretch. The game at home away to Mallorca, match week 1. I think Barca will be happier with the result than the performance. The comeback against Levante, really poor in the first half, but much better in the second. And I think that away draw to Rayo is a tough place to go. Difficult pitch, of course, but wasn't really a good display. This one, though, much more of what Hansi Flick likes to see from his players, you'd feel. They've been energetic, sharp in the final third. I mean, I would say ruthless, but they've missed a lot of chances too. But certainly, from a Fermin point of view, he's been very impressive with his strike. And Rashford will be pleased too, you'd feel, to have got himself that assist. And there's still Lewandowski to come, who has said, as mentioned in the first half, if he comes on, it'll make his 150th Barca appearance. That's some landmark for him. And he does have over 100 goals too, which is some return, by the way, from Lewandowski. Oh, and here they come again, Barca. Fermin. Oh, and look at the space. Rashford's in. This is dangerous for Valencia. Marcus Rashford off the line. The flag was up anyway. I thought he looked offside, Rashford. Wasn't an easy angle, was it? But he got it over Aguirre-Zabala. There were always going to be players going back on the line. We'll have another look here. It's tight. It's really tight with Diakabi. I think he's just off. But oof. I mean, we would have taken a long, hard look at that, certainly in the VAR room. No doubt about that. Get the feeling what Fermin Lopez has done today has certainly cemented his name as a possibility in future team sheets. Look immediately to that game away to Newcastle on Thursday night. You get the feeling he'll be one of the first names on the team sheet now. He's got big competition, of course, with Olmo in his position, amongst others. Barca are a different proposition with Fermin in the team, it must be said. Pedri received a little bit of a flick there, a poke in the eye, I think. Santa Maria, I can't believe it. Second half gone perfectly so far for Barcelona. Here's Fermin again in a pocket of space that's simply far too big from Barca, from a Valencia point of view. Gerard Martin, Rashford. Bit of a mess in there, but Rashford is still going, he's still fighting down there. Valencia throw in. Throw in and a fourth Valencia change coming out. Reminder, Barca only made one. It's going to be a Thierry Correa is going to come on here, and he's going to come on for Diakabi. So you'd imagine now finally a change of shape. Well, let's just see then how this does shape up. Or maybe not well. I believe Foulquier is going to go to right centre-back. Well, and Thierry will come on as the right wing-back. We'll have to wait and see it in a moment anyway. Here he is, the Portuguese player. That sort of sequence there from Barcelona. We weren't really seeing that in previous weeks, and tonight they've been so much better at that. Tapping the ball around quickly. They've caught Valencia out, certainly must say. I don't think the opposition has been up to speed tonight, but very promising signs for Barca. Best they've played all season, and by my book, by a stretch. Oh, commentator's curse as Casador just swings that one out of play. A little bit loose on his pass. Here come two more Barca changes, though. And it's danger for Valencia as Robert Lewandowski and Dani Olmo are going to enter the fray. And Flick will probably be thinking at 3-0, I can afford to make some changes, certainly with Newcastle coming up next. Casado. Now Fermin. Oh, it's put at the top, might well find it. Raphinha! Oh, wow! How about that from Raphinha? Out of nothing, he's unleashed a thunderbolt there. Quickest to react in the box, and he gets Barca their fourth. He has two alongside Fermin, and Barca have four at home to Valencia. Raphinha again. Well, we'll have to take another look at it. He goes and celebrates with with the players warming up. A bit of a calamity in the back from Valencia point of view there. Claiming this one needs to be ruled out. It looked like they got in each other's way though. And again, Zavala, well, he didn't see it through a crowd. Raphinha struck it ever so cleanly. We'll take another look here in a moment. It's party atmosphere there at the Johan Cruyff. Too easy. Onside there. Let's have a look here. I mean, I don't see why that would possibly be ruled out. We'll have another look. I don't think that'll be ruled out, I must say. I think it's Gaia gets a bit of a knock off Raphinha. I don't think it's enough of a knock to blow for a foul, though. Referee didn't blow for a foul in live time. Rashford leaves the field for Olmo. Let's see who Lewandowski's on for. Varane. So changes in the front three for Barcelona. I don't think that's going to be ruled out. I think that's going to be given. So Barca have a fourth. Raphinha has a second. We're still awaiting confirmation, are we? No, we're not. That's going to be a goal. Yeah, no problems there. Barca 4, Valencia 0. Well, lots of complaints. In the end, no need to complain. And Raphinha now up to 3 goals in La Liga. 1 against Mallorca, 2 here against Valencia. Pedri. Well, Fermin has stayed on all the way. He's gone to the left wing. Olmo's gone to the number 10 spot, and Barcelona are running in the goals here. Just a glimpse there when Raphinha was celebrating the goal. We did see that Marc Bernal was warming up. Maybe, just maybe, Flick's reserving a substitution for him to come on. Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? Raphinha has come on to this second half and has reintroduced himself to the Barcelona faithful in the only way he knows how. And here he comes again. He's in for his hat-trick here, Raphinha. Raphinha for Barcelona. Oh, and he's put it wide. Oh, what a chance for his hat-trick, and he knows it, yeah. Oh, that's a big chance for him. Well, Valencia being picked apart here. Their fans were in such good spirits at 0-0 and when they first entered into this ground, but they're being picked apart here. And I think the worst thing about it from a Valencia point of view is that they've shown absolutely nothing. 17 shots to 0. I mean, I don't understand the thinking behind Corbelan's approach, I must say, in that regard. Very good manager, someone who I certainly rate highly tactically, but I just, certainly surprising to me that he's elected to go for such a conservative approach today, and an approach that's not really allowed his team to show anything going forward. And don't take anything away from Barcelona. They've been excellent. They deserve this 4-goal lead and more. But certainly from a Valencia point of view, they could have done more to stop it. Kubarsi in towards Fermin Lopez, who's now playing left wing. Got away from him though. Ugrinic. First time Valencia have had the ball in the Barca half in what feels like an age. Chance in the middle here for Rioja. Easy for Joan Garcia. And there you have it, minute 70. That's Valencia's first shot. And a first shot on target. Remarkable, really is remarkable. And Pedri there, just when it looks impossible to keep the ball in, does keep the ball in. Here's Olmo. It's terrible defending from Valencia. Ramassani almost moved out the way there. Raphinha could have got his hat-trick a moment ago. Maybe there's still time for him. Lewandowski, had he left that, well, he did leave it, but Tarrega, credit to him, read it well because Olmo was in behind. You feel just now, every time Barcelona get it, they look like scoring because Valencia are so disjointed at the back. They've lost 4 in a row to Barca, have Valencia. They conceded 18 goals in the total in every single one of those games. Oh, and Fermin's not happy there. Thierry saying he didn't see. Gerard Martin was down getting treatment on the floor. I think Thierry, in all fairness, is saying, I didn't see. It didn't go down well at first, though, when they took the throw in quickly there. Just the point I was making there. 18 goals they've conceded to Barca in the last 4 games. Make that 22 in 5. I mean, wow. It's a hefty record, isn't it? It's an awful lot of goals to have conceded. Olmo, it's just too easy. He's running into so much space. Olmo. Well, the Valencia strategy defensively, I'm not sure what it is. They're just backing off the Barca players. They almost look scared of them. Joffre Torrents, the next man to enter the fray, the next boy, I should say. Another youngster coming on at left back, you'd imagine, for Gerard Martin, who was down with cramp a moment ago. This is Olmo. Now Pedri. Casado. Yeah, you can see Gerard Martin, they're not moving ever so freely. And they need him, Barca, for upcoming fixtures. Pretty complete performance from Barca. 73% of the ball. They've had everything in their favour. Fulquier. even when Valencia win it back there in what looked like a promising position, they just slow down again and give it away immediately. And now Barca can break if they hurry. Fermin, will he get there? Yes, he will. Fermin Lopez. Onto his right foot, Fermin. It was through a crowd. It's a good save. Raphinha. Gaya goes down. Play on. Koundé. Raphinha! Oh, good tackle in the end. Ball got away from him. Barca should have 5 by now. They should have more, really. And Raphinha and Fermin both queuing up for their respective hat-tricks. He knows it. And he's on course right now, Raphinha, for a second half hat-trick, by the way. Through a crowd, and Aguirre Zabala did well just to get a boot on that. On this one, it was actually Ugrinic who went to ground. Gerard Martin, fine performance from him, very good again at left back, did his job superbly well. Coaching staff are big fans of him, and here's Jofre Torrents, who is a very promising young left back, thought of very highly indeed. He's going to get just over 15 minutes here to impress in front of the Barcelona fans for the first time at the Estadio Johan Cruyff Stadium. He's played up plenty for Barça Athletic and the under-19 team, but now for the first time in an official game in the Barcelona first team. Special moment for him too, no doubt. Looked like a foul to me on Casador. It's not been given. I can't believe it's not been given. Flick not very happy about it at all, but it goes straight out of play. Casador saying it was a clear shove in the back. All eyes on the Barca subs because Marc Bernal still waiting. If he does come on, you don't imagine he'll come on for long. And here come Barca again, loads of space ahead of Koundé here to break into. Olmo, look at Fermin wide, he instead finds Lewandowski! He's back, off the bar and in, and the Pole opens his account for the 25-26 season. He always scores. This season was never going to be any different. It's another beautiful Barca goal. Ever so well worked. And you must say, what an emphatic finish from him when he got there. Scored for Poland in the international break and now scores for Barcelona. Obvious pass was to Fermin, wasn't it? But Olmo found Lewandowski in a gap. And what a finish that is. I mean, wow. That's what the best do. Clattered off the bar and in. Well, this time, no chance for Guillermo. That's absolutely sure. He can do nothing about that. Lewandowski opens his account and then he salutes the Barcelona fans. And they're going to make another change here. Hugo Duro off. Well, he's had nothing, and I mean nothing to go for up front today in a sorry Valencia display. And Barca do have 5. They deserve 5. Got the feeling Flick will now be wanting his team to keep a clean sheet. That'll be next on priorities. But with the way Valencia are playing, with the mood Barca, and you wouldn't put it past them to get even more. They scored 5 away to Valencia at Mestalla in the Copa del Rey back in February. They scored 7 at home at Montjuic against Valencia in this fixture last season. Now they've scored 5. I mean, Corberan's nightmare, aren't they, Barcelona? Can't seem to get the better of them. Pedri. Jules Koundé. Barcelona fans just enjoying themselves. This is Fermin, this is Olmo. Back to Fermin, it falls to Pedri through a crowd and wide. Everyone wants in on the action now, don't they? It's been a 5-star Barcelona display. And look at this. That cheer tells you Marc Bernal's going to be called back here. And he's going to be getting ready for action. Well, special moment coming out here. Marc Bernal is going to be back on the pitch for Barcelona for the first time in over a year, August 2024. Ramasani, Joan Garcia down low. $383 days in total. Long time for a young player, isn't it, to be out? Seems to have dealt with it really well. Very mature player. Mature head on young shoulders. Fermin's kept causing havoc, even from this left wing spot. Pedri now. Olmo. Pedri delayed, waited, found Olmo, Dani Olmo, over. You can tell he wants a goal. He had big chances at Vallecas last week, did Olmo. But here we go, the moment all Barcelona fans have been waiting for, almost as sweet as what looks like it's going to be a 5-star victory today, is this moment right here. The return of Marc Bernal to Football Club Barcelona's first team, 383 days after he left the field with what was an ACL injury against Rayo Vallecano. He's back. Marc Bernal is back on the pitch in an FC Barcelona shirt. What a special moment for him and his family and everyone who's been part of this recovery process. A really special young player who we have very high hopes for here. Returns to centre stage. Barca 5, Valencia 0 under the lights of the Estadio Johan Cruyff. 81 minutes on the clock. Fermin. This is Casado. Ooh, nice from Casado. Is he going to find Raphinha? No. Cleared away. Bernal. There you go then, first touches from him. He goes next to Casado, of course. He takes over that position that Pedri was holding. Well, we've barely been able to see him in the first team. Of course, as soon as he came through, he got injured almost, so unfair football can be, but he's back now. And no doubt back stronger. It'll take some time for him to get up to speed, no doubt, but here come Barca again. Lewandowski, Fermin, Lewandowski just got away from him. Well, you get the feeling this is exactly the display that Hansi Flick needed from his team tonight. It's the result and the performance that I think this whole team needed. That international break maybe did Barcelona well. They've got a really big month or so coming up. Champions League starts. They've got to keep winning in La Liga to keep up with Real Madrid. Watch out here, because here comes Correa. Oh, and his pullback was not really accurate at all. Didn't get the angle on it, and it was easy for Joan Garcia to gobble up. He's had a bit more action than he, hasn't he, Joan Garcia, in the last 13 minutes or so since the first Valencia shot on target came in minute 70. Still, though, very simple day at the office for him. And Barca's done all of this today, by the way, without Balde, without Gavi, without Lamine Yamal, and Frenkie de Jong, more importantly, maybe. They've not played many games without Lamine Yamal, Barcelona. They usually lose when he doesn't start, or at least draw. Same can be said when both him and de Jong aren't in the team. They've changed the fortune today, certainly, with a very good performance. And it's definitely felt good for Barca to be back in front of their home fans. First home game of the season, it looks like it's going to be 3 points. They play Getafe next, this time next week, also in La Liga. Before then, of course, they have the Champions League commitment against Newcastle. Played from Olmo, snapped into the ankles, won the ball back. Here come Barcelona with Raphinha. Into Marc Casado. And well, just kept that in play, but that is pretty symbolic of their night, Valencia. I mean, they've made an absolute mess of it again at the back there. Fulquier this time, who nearly sold his goalkeeper short there, playing out for a corner. Eric. Now Raphinha. Olmo. How smooth was that turn? Lewandowski's in. Lewandowski scores. Flag goes up. Looked offside. He was offside. We'll wait for confirmation. There are many options. I think maybe another option. Oh, I'll tell you what, he's on. Oh, well. That's going to be 6-0 Barca. Lewandowski's going to have his second here. I think Jose Gayà's played him on there, if my eyes don't deceive me. Yeah, that's the message from Guillermo Cuadra. He's saying, wait, I think Gayà maybe knows it too. And not for the first time tonight. Gayà caught far behind his back five. Marc Bernal, well, it looks like he's going to get an assist straight upon his return. And what a return that would be. He's barely been on the pitch for 3 minutes. And he's going to have an assist here for Lewandowski. There you go. Barca 6, Valencia 0. It's a second for Lewandowski. He has 2, Fermin has 2, and Raphinha has 2. And Barca have 6. And Marc Bernal, on his first ever few minutes back in a Barca shirt, a year on from injury, has an assist. Well, this has been a dreamy night for Barcelona. I'm not sure what Gayà's doing. I mean, he's so far behind everyone else. Plays them all on. Looks off in live time. By the way, the finish from Lewandowski once he gets there is a class above. It's a different class. Really is. And Valencia yet again have been picked apart here by Barcelona. Fair to say he's back, and he's back as if he never left really. He's not changed a thing, has he, Lewandowski? Injured for match week 1 against Mallorca, only got a few minutes against Levante. Same goes for the game against Riot. Those Valencia fans are still trying to get their players to do something here, but they've been far out of this for some time now. Here come Barca looking for a 7th. Fermin. Joffrey Torrents is in. And Ugrinic can clear, as can Aguirre Zabala. Free kick to Valencia. I think it was Beltran who was fouled. Here you go, then this is going to tell us definitively. Bernal, first time ball through. Look at Gayà on the far side. Quite clearly plays one in the end, yeah, nearly a whole body. So poor, I mean, he's not in line at all with the rest of his defenders, and like I say, it's not the first time today. You remember that chance that Ferran had in the first half? Same story. Should have scored on that occasion. Lewandowski there producing a dink finish that Ferran attempted. Watch out here because Ramassani's in for Valencia. Ramassani wide. Well, what Joan Garcia won't want is to lose his clean sheet, not at this stage. Lots to think about for them then. 2 losses, 1 draw and 1 win out of their opening 4 games. It's not a terrible return, of course. Not when you've got Barcelona in the mix. But I think the approach today, the way they set things up, the lack of fight or interest they've shown for attacking has been quite worrying, I think, from a Valencia point of view. And I think we were probably all making the point about the fact that 7-1 loss last season, when it's going to be a different story tonight. This is a different Valencia, a new Valencia. It certainly is, but they've looked very much the same tonight. Fermin, Lewandowski. Is there more here in the Barca party? Olmo couldn't get it through to Raphinha. Oh, and watch out here. There's even more chaos in and around the box. What you would say is Barcelona have got so many players in their team that when they are in favourable positions, they are 5-6-0 up. The party tricks come out and the talent really does show. Look at Olmo, Lewandowski, Fermin, and bit of a mercy shown here with only 2 additional minutes at the end of the 90. I was going to say a 5-star display from Barcelona. It's been even better than that. 6 goals they've scored without reply against Valencia. Not an easy thing to do. They've done it now 2 seasons in a row at home against Los Jet. Back to the drawing board for Corberan for Barcelona. Attention turns to Newcastle and the Champions League. That'll be in a thrilling game. Don't miss that. Tonight they can certainly be pleased with their evening's work. This has been a sublime display. Cross comes in, flicked away, now Ramassani. Ugrinic, well, he got that one all wrong. Fulquier. And away by Cubarsí. Well, Barcelona won't want to lose the clean sheet. Not now, not with the way the game's gone. You can hear there the encouragement. I'm not sure from here. I think maybe Cubarsí just saying to his players, hey, this is the last one. Let's keep the clean sheet. That's the focus Barcelona need in their defence for this one. In by Ugrinic, it's a fierce delivery to the back post. It's flicked on, I think, by Valencia ahead. Now Luis Rioja to the byline. Deflection again behind for a corner off Marcasol. Final action this then for Valencia. Last chance for them to get something out of this game in a miserable away day in Barcelona. Corner swung to the back post, heads go up, Barca clear. Raphinha gets a touch on it, and with that, it's full time at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Barcelona have absolutely thrashed Valencia by 6-0. A brilliant home display by Barca in their first home game of the season. 6 goals without reply, 2 from Fermin, 2 from Raphinha, and then 2 from Lewandowski. No complaints tonight for Hansi Flick. That was excellent from Barca, and even Marc Bernal returned for the first time in well over a year, and he returned with an assist to his name too. This from Barcelona was certainly a statement win. They haven't been at their very best in the first 3 games of the season. In the 4th tonight, they were at their very best. Fermin Lopez takes the MVP award, rightly so. He was superb. Set the tone, set the tempo, really, didn't he? And his first goal and his second were both fine strikes, one on his right, one on his left. Barcelona now turn attention to the Champions League. They play Newcastle on Thursday night midweek. In La Liga now, they'll go to 10 points, second place in the table, 2 behind Real Madrid. They remain unbeaten, Barca, 3 wins, 1 draw out of a possible 4 games played. Tonight, they were excellent. Cordoban again blown at the park by Hansi Flick, and Barca go marching on in La Liga. Newcastle away next, then it's Getafe at home, and for Barcelona, they can have no complaints this evening. They were at their very brilliant best. I made everyone jump off their seats here. At full time at the Estadio Johan Cruyff, it's Barca 6, Valencia 0.